going to introduce to you ChatGPT, a very powerful AI tool that we'll be discussing for the course of the program. All right, so stay tuned and let's get started. We are going to talk about the basics. Everything that we are going to discuss here is the basic. I have two main things to do today. That is to introduce you to ChatGPT and demonstrate to you how you are going to use ChatGPT. We are going to look at the basics, all right? For the course of the program, everything that we'll be talking about is under the basic level 1. And I would want to advise each and every one of us that try not to skip, all right? I know you have the power to skip, you have the power to pause, you have the power to move back or move forward. I will encourage you that you use that power to pause and move back. Try to grab everything that you are doing. Try to understand whatever that should be your ultimate goal. Your ultimate goal in this training session is understanding, because understanding leads to creativity. If you really want to be empowered to do great things, if you really want to be empowered to be creative, you need to understand whatever that you learn. As a learner, as a student, you see, all that you have is understanding. If you lose understanding, all that you do is copy work. All that you do, try to do true and poor. All right, you do not want to do any true and poor. You want everything to stick in your memory. Everything that you'll be doing here to stick in your memory. So I will urge each and every one of us, try not to skip. There's no shortcut to success, all right? Because I've already spent a lot of years and some months trying to put everything that I've learned so far, all my experience, into this 5-day program. You only have 5 days of your time to invest into this program. There is no need, there is no point taking shortcuts, because it took me years to put this thing together. You only have some few days to grab this thing, to learn from me. All right, so you want to get so much from this AI training, please, I will urge you, try and understand. Be patient, take your time. You can stop me whenever that you want to catch up with something. All right, so let's move on. OpenAI is the company behind ChatGPT. What we will be talking about is an AI tool, all right? And for the purpose of this program, we are only going to deal with one of the platforms that you can use to access ChatGPT, or if possible, two, all right? We are going to look at the website, and we're also going to look at the app. Maybe later after the course, I will deliver to you the other platform, all right, which is the application, all right? But for the purpose of this course, we are going to look at the websites, all right? You'll be using the websites to do everything. You see, there are advantages and disadvantages, all right? If you choose to use the websites, there are advantages. If you choose to use the application, the advantages. I will urge you that you'll always use the website. Always use the website, all right? So that is my candid advice that I will give to you guys. Always use the websites. I'm not saying you should use the website alone, but if you begin to work around with ChatGPT, you understand the reason why I am saying that you should often use the websites, all right? I myself, I use the website and the application, but I use the website more than the application. I only use the application once a while. So after the program, I'm going to give you the link to the application so that you can download. Other than that, if you go to the Play Store or the Apple Market, you are going to download. There are lots. You see, there are a lot of people who are claiming to be ChatGPT, of which they are not. All right. So I'm going to give you the link so that you can have a direct access to the OpenAI ChatGPT. All right, the original ChatGPT, because you have a lot of ChatGPT on the market. Now, let's look at the benefits very quickly. We are not going to waste time on these things. All right, I want this tutorial to be short. I don't want to prolong this. All right, that's the reason why I'm saying, in order to better understand whatever that you are doing, you can stop and just read through, try to grab it. I'm not going to explain everything. My focus is on ChatGPT itself. You need to understand even the name ChatGPT. What is it about, and what are the capabilities and the stuff, all right, and everything that you can do with ChatGPT. So that is my focus for today. You remember in our first section, we dealt with a lot of theories, all right. In this session, we do not want to go into that, all right. So please bear with me. We are going to look at the benefits so quickly, because this is not other, important as compared to what we'll be doing next. All right, so let's move very quickly, because you can, it's a simple English, you can read and you understand. All right, so number one, improved communication. That is one of the benefits of ChatGPT, improved communication. And then number two, you have the time saving. It saves a lot of time. But Ghana, this when you use Google, you have to, Google will present you with all kinds of links. You need to visit the links one after the other. All right, you see, ChatGPT solves this kind of problem. ChatGPT is a chat, so you chat like chatting with someone on WhatsApp. All right, so it's very time saving, and so you have the power, you have the opportunity to ask follow-up questions. All right, so number two, so it's time saving. All right, you have accessibility. ChatGPT is accessible to everyone, so long as you have internet connection. It's accessible to you. And personalization, you can personalize your charts. All right, you can program your chat to tell ChatGPT to behave in a certain way, so you can personalize everything that you do. It's just like using WhatsApp. All right, there are some things you can, it's even more powerful than that. All right, you understand ChatGPT better when we get to the name itself. So let's look at understanding. It's also that's one of the benefits. Understanding. ChatGPT can break complex subjects. This is the part that I love so much. It can help you with understanding. All right, as a learner, that should be your closest friend. All right, understanding. So here in Webgate Academy, this is what we believe, that if you understand better, you will do better. All right, so understanding is the only platform that you use to create things. All right, so take note of that. So now, what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT, you see, these are two names put together. All right, although one part of it is abbreviated words. All right, you see, we have chat. When we say chat, I will not go into that. We all understand when we say chat, as in chatting with someone on WhatsApp or Facebook. Chat. And then we have GPT. All right, but we are going to discuss about GPT. When we say GPT, what does that mean? And then we put the two words together, GPT and chat. All right, chat GPT. All right, so let's talk about GPT. What is GPT? We want to understand the name. Understanding the name will help you to navigate through or interact with ChatGPT very well. All right, you understand, you have a full knowledge of the name, you know what ChatGPT is capable of doing. All right, so number one, now, as I said earlier, we are looking at GPT. All right, GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. And we are looking at first on the list generative. When we say generative, what does that mean? ChatGPT can create stories, can create write letters, everything that you think of. ChatGPT can create such content for you. All right, you remember in our first session we made mention of generative AI. That is one aspect of AI that deals with generating, creating content, creating stories, creating letters. Everything that has to do with content creating. It is the generative ability of ChatGPT that do the work. All right, so generative. So ChatGPT is generative. So if you understand this, then you know that ChatGPT can generate stuff for you. So when you are chatting with it, you have it in mind that ChatGPT can generate for you. So know what you expect of him. All right, so when you know that this is what ChatGPT can do, then your expectation should be very high. All right, you can try. No one will stop you from dreaming. All right, you have the power to dream. So if you have any dream, ChatGPT can use its generative ability to bring the dream into life. All right. When I say dream, what I mean is that maybe you have a particular image, you have a particular video, you have a particular maybe poem, letters, everything that you have imagined. What I mean is that ChatGPT can use its creative ability to do what? To generate what you are looking for. All right. So let's also look at pre-trained. The pre-trained means that ChatGPT has already learned, all right, has already learned a lot before it starts answering questions or writing stories. The stories that you ask ChatGPT to write for you, the letters and all the content creating stuff that you ask ChatGPT to do for you, ChatGPT is able to do that because he has already learned. Just like a student goes to school, he learned a lot of things about chemistry, he learns a lot about physics, he learned a lot about all those stuff. He has been learning all those stuff, you see. So when you ask a student question, sorry, he's able to answer you because he has learned. All right, he has learned. So the reason why he can answer is because he has a lot of information. All right, he has a lot of information. So whenever that is being asked question, he only bring the answers out because the data or the information is inside of him. All right, so ChatGPT has been trained to do what? Answer question. So as you are chatting with ChatGPT, know that he has been trained. He has the information that you are looking for. All right, he has the information. He can ask you, he can answer you every question that you ask. ChatGPT can answer you. All right, so let's look at the last one. Transformer. Generative pre-trained transformer. So transformer, it's a fancy word for how GPT works. It transforms the text it read into something new, like a new sentence or a new idea. All right, so what it means is that when you provide ChatGPT with a particular text, it can actually make changes to the text. It can transform the text. All right, you see, because we have various form of group of text. All right, like for instance, maybe we have a particular text that you can is in the form of maybe WhatsApp, is in the form of Facebook, is in the form of email. All right, you see, they are all text, but we have Facebook message. We have, if you tell ChatGPT, what I mean is that if you tell ChatGPT to write maybe a post, a Facebook post for you, is going to, because you said Facebook, is going to write like a Facebook post exactly what you want, because you said Facebook. All right, especially when you mention Facebook, WhatsApp, and all those social media, you see, you realize that when you are posting messages on Facebook or WhatsApp, there are some emojis that comes with it. Most of the people who create content a lot, who do a lot of posting on social media, you realize that they add some emojis and stuff. There is a way that those kind of posts, is being formed. All right. So those posting is different from an email. If you tell ChatGPT to write an email, that is a different kind of text. All right. It is not the same as telling ChatGPT to write a Facebook post for you. With the Facebook post, it's going to add some stuff such as emojis. All right, emojis. But when it comes to the email, there will not be emoji, because the form of email is different from the form of Facebook post. All right, and so if you give ChatGPT a particular text, and it can transform that text into maybe a different form. That's the reason I'm saying, like, for example, if you give it a text, it can transform the text to Facebook post or WhatsApp posts. All right. Probably maybe you are a blogger. So you ask ChatGPT. If you are a blogger, you just don't ask ChatGPT to write maybe a message for you. No, you need to use the terms blog. Because you are dealing with blogging. All right, so we ask ChatGPT to write a blog post for you. A blog post will be different from a Facebook post. So the reason I'm saying that these are all forms that a particular text could take. All right, so how a blog post appears is different from how Facebook appears. All right, so transformer, it just transform the text. It can transform a particular sentence to paragraph. You can transform a particular word to sentence. You can make, you see, the transformer deals with, maybe the sentence is in small letters. It can transform it to caps. All right, that is capital letters. All right, so it can do all those, everything that relating to transformation. All right, so now that we understand chat, you see, so under putting this name together, generative pre-trained transformer, you realize that with the generative, we can generate, ChatGPT can generate stuff, and then we have the pre-trained. ChatGPT has already learned. He has a lot of information. He has been fed with data. He has been trained. In fact, not just fed with the data, but he has been trained how to locate some patterns in the data, and how to put some words together, organize things. So if you want the thing in a tabular form, he's going to present you. So whatever that you want is going to present to you. All right. So all these things is a result of ChatGPT being trained. Remember, we spoke about machine learning in our first session. Yes, using the machine learning tool, ChatGPT has been programmed that way. All right, has already learned all those information so that it can discover and use some patterns and algorithms to do what, to create stuff for you. All right, so the generative aspect, you need to understand that ChatGPT can generate, and then we come to pre-trained. He has already learned from the data that he has been fed with. Then transformation, he can do, it can transform text, it can transform sentence, any paragraph that you give it can transform it. All right, so having this concept in your mind, it will enable you to use ChatGPT properly. In case maybe you already know about ChatGPT, and then this will give you a vast understanding, all right, about how you are going to use ChatGPT, because using ChatGPT is now a skill. We call it prompt engineering. Those who be fortunate to move on to the advanced course, you realize we call something prompt engineering. That is the skill that AI has brought. So these people are highly in demand, all right? Because we need people who are skillful, who has mastered the art of writing prompts. You see, it's easy. When we get started, you realize that dealing with ChatGPT is very easy. You just ask questions, but it's not as easy as you think. All right, it's actually a skill. All right, that you need to learn. You need to master it. So we have people. We have prompt engineers who are paid because of this thing. They are able to create content. They're able to write prompts. When I say prompt, I mean question. They're able to instruct ChatGPT to bring content, to create content, to give them the desired result. So it is not as easy as you think. Maybe you just say so. You just have to ask question, then we bring the question. So some of us, when uh, uh, we just get the introduction, then you think you are done. All right, no, there's more to it. There's more that you can do with ChatGPT that demands that you need to have a special skill. All right, you need to master it, you need to be on it, you need to learn, practice more. Other than that, you are going to use ChatGPT to just write message for your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You just write some messages, you just be using it. That will not even affect your finances, affect you anyway. All right, you'll be using it to play, use it to write Facebook. Some of the stuff that will not even be of real benefit to you. All right, but this thing is for work. When you learn, and you learn the proper way, and you establish yourself very well, and you master the skill of prompt engineering, then you'll be able to use it for work, because people are being paid. Software prompt engineers are being paid very well, heavily. Telling you guys. So it's not something that you should play with. You need to really have to learn. It is not as simple as you think. All right, because you think you just ask question and then that is all. No, there are more to it. Even me myself, ever since the ChatGPT was released in 2022, you see, I've been using it up to date. All right, I've been using up to date, and I continue to learn every blessed day. I've been using every day. Not a single day passed without me using ChatGPT. I always use ChatGPT. Right, for hours I'll be using ChatGPT, and I discover new stuff all the time. All right, so there is more. I even have more. You see, the more I learn, the more I realize that I have more to learn. All right, so you just receiving the introduction. There are some people who just get the introduction, then you think, oh, they are done. Okay, let's move on. All right, so you don't worry, don't skip. You have a lot to learn from this AI training. All right, so let's move on. So to get started with ChatGPT, of course, you need a smartphone, and then a web browser, then internet connection. All right. So these are the things that you need. All right. These are the things that you need. Now let's look at how you are going to access ChatGPT. Now you open your browser, and then you type chat.openai.com. That's all. Then you'll be greeted with this screen. You'll be greeted with this screen. If you are not a member, all right, this is the screen that you are going to see. If it is your first time visiting, you have the option to log in. You have the option to do what? To sign up. So you do what? You sign up. Choose the sign up, and then you will have to. They will send you some verification in your email that you need to verify and confirm, and then you create your account. All right, then you begin soiling your hands with ChatGPT. All right, so we are going to now here is the very thing that we have been looking for. You see, we are going to look at question answering, text summarization, reasoning, role playing, translation, and error checking. These are all the things ChatGPT can do. It's not all, but for the time being, I want us to discuss these 6. All right. Later on, I want you to get to know ChatGPT in this second section, so that you can begin to experiment with it, try and just play around it, see how it is. I want you to see what you'll also come up with, right? So whatever that you learn, any new thing that you learn, you can share with us, all right, on the platform, WhatsApp platform, all right? So these are the things that ChatGPT can do. So we are going to look at the first one, which is the question answering, all right? So with the question answering, we are going to start with we are going to look at some areas: education, work, and business, all right? So we are going to start with the basic questions. Everything that we'll be doing, remember, it is a basic level 1. So we are going to start with basic questions under the education, all right? This is not part of it, but I want us to begin with this question, all right? So now let's move to ChatGPT. Let me open a new window. So as we learned from the slide, you go to chat.openai.com, right? I do not have to type everything because it's already in my web browser, all right? So let's go. So you'll be sent to the website straight up, all right? It is only when you are visiting for the first time that you'll be greeted with the login and then sign up, right? But as soon as you sign up and you have an account, whenever that you use the link, it will take you there straight up, all right? So this is ChatGPT. It's a website. This is one of the platform that you'll be using to access ChatGPT. This is where all the miracle things are happening. These are all the place, where crazy things will be happening, all right? This is where you'll be doing everything, all right? Let me zoom in for a better view. Let me zoom in. Okay, I think this is okay, all right? I'm not going to talk too much about everything that you see on the page right now, all right? We are going to discuss this tomorrow, where I will take you around. You see everything about ChatGPT and the basic features about ChatGPT on this website that you can use, that will enhance your interactivity with ChatGPT, all right? So don't miss tomorrow's section. It's going to be awesome. That will enable you to experience ChatGPT very well, all right? Using the features, you need to know the features, all right, and how well you can use ChatGPT, all right? So let's begin. There are some few questions. So now we are going to copy the question, then we paste it here. We copy the question, you paste it here. So it's all about question and everything that has to do with ChatGPT. I'm only introducing to you today what you can do with ChatGPT, all right? So now let's move on to our first question. I want us to know what we are chatting with. Who is ChatGPT? All right, so as you know, you say my name is ChatGPT. How can I assist you today? So it's a chat model, all right? So whatever thing that you want to discuss with ChatGPT, ChatGPT is ready to respond, all right? So now let's move on to the questions that we have. So let's move on to the we are starting the questions under education. So let's 5 examples of computer. So everything that we are doing here is just questions. So we just ChatGPT is in for questions, all right? So that's how you get every information that you are looking for. So he has given this. Everything is just happening, at the snap of your fingers, all right? So we say we have desktop computers, laptop computers, tablets, then smartphone, then we have the server, all right? So of course it's true, all right? True. You can see a ChatGPT can make mistake. Consider checking important info. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about that. All right. Because I do not want to prolong this video. Right. We will be talking about that. But for now, just know that ChatGPT is a very powerful tool that has already changed the life of millions. People have lost their job, and others too have gotten a new job because, as a result of ChatGPT. So there has been a lot of change. All right. Change is constant. It's the only thing that is constant in life. All right. So we are bound to change. Everything that happens in the world, change is part of it. All right. So when change comes, you need to embrace it. All right. You need to embrace. If you don't embrace it, then you might fall on the negative platform. All right. You do not want to fall on the negative side. So you need to embrace change. So it can also solve math question. Can also solve math question. I mean, even complex question. But I just want to demonstrate to you what you can do with ChatGPT. But it can actually solve complex questions. All right. So let's move on. The next question: how can I plan my life in 5 steps? All right. Let's copy and then we paste. Yeah, everything copy and paste too. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Well, you come and you type your question, then you get the answer. All right. So number 1, self-reflection and goal setting. Create a plan, take action, seek support and resource, review and adapt. All right. So we told him 5, so he has given us 5. All right. Let me use him. ChatGPT. I mean, it's a person. We are chatting with a person. Don't worry. Although it's a robot, don't worry. Chatting with computer, just to have a flow. I'll be using the word he, referring to ChatGPT or him. All right, so don't worry. Let's move on. Write a letter. Those of us who are in secondary school are familiar with this kind of question. ChatGPT can do everything. All right, it's a small task for ChatGPT. ChatGPT can write everything for you. Hope this letter finds you well. It's been a while since we last caught up. All right. This is an informal letter. All right. So it's okay to use some kind of tone. See, this is a friendly tone. It's been a while since we last caught up. You see, the kind of tone. It's a friendly tone because it's an informal question. All right. It's not formal. If it were to be formal, ChatGPT will present it formally. All right. So everything has been written. So let's move on. I hope you are glad to be here, as this lady is glad. You need to be happy that you are in this session. You are going to experience transformation in your business, in your work, in whatever that you are doing. ChatGPT can help you. This is the new skill that you need to learn. All right, write a poem for primary 1 students. All right, so you're going to give us poem in a word of colors bright, blah blah blah. So these are poem. All right, poem. Look at it. You see the way it has been presented. When we were dealing with the name of GPT, you see GPT transformer. Make sure you transform the text. All right. So let's move on. Can you provide me with ways to improve what my studies as students? Let me see something here. With this prompt, we said that when I say prompt, I mean instruction. The question that we asked ChatGPT, they are called prompts. All right. Write a poem for primary one student. You see, this question, there was a specification in the question, all right? It was specified that the poem is for primary one students. All right, this is a lot. It is a lot of context to give you the desired result. So if you want the best kind of result, the result that you are looking for, give ChatGPT context. What I mean by context is background information. You know, you are going to understand better in our fourth day session. All right, the day 4, we are going to discuss more about that. And even before we end the program, I'm going to give you the master keys to prompt engineering, where I'm going to give you the strategies, all right, that you can use to maximize the use of ChatGPT. I'm going to provide you with some keys, some strategies, how you can prompt with ChatGPT effectively, all right, to get the desired results. All right, so if you give ChatGPT context, you can tell ChatGPT to write a poem, all right, without telling you what the poem, who is the poem for. As in the case when we said write a poem for primary one student, assuming you ask ChatGPT write a poem, he will write a poem, but he's going to write a poem. I mean, you're just going to, use his generative ability to do what, create something for you. It may not be something that you like, but since you didn't guide ChatGPT to do what, to generate something for you, that a particular thing for you, that is how he's going to answer you. So if you want something specific, you need to give ChatGPT all the necessary details. All right. So let's move on. What was the question? Can you provide me with ways to improve my studies as a student? All right. So set clear goals, create a steady schedule, stay organized, find a quiet, comfortable. See, you see this one. All right. So now, can you provide me with ways to improve my study as a student? We didn't give him maybe the number of steps, all right, you should provide us with. You remember in our previous we asked ChatGPT to plan our life for us in give us 5 steps to plan our life, and ChatGPT give us 5. With this one, we didn't give him any limit, so that's the reason why he decided to give us 10, because we didn't give ChatGPT any limits. So just in case ChatGPT has presented 10 steps to you, then you want 5, you can simply ask ChatGPT to make it 5. All right. So now it's going to make it 5. All right, here are 5 ways to improve your studies as a student. So it's going to make it 5. All right. So the reason why he's able to answer you make it 5, all right, I just wrote make it 5 instead of maybe writing adding more details, as in making reference to this particular first prompt. All right, Abba, can you provide me with ways to improve my studies as a student? Maybe I'll add to it, give me 5 steps. All right, there's no point, since you've already asked the question. If you are asking a follow-up question, he knows that this is the topic for discussion. He already knows that we are talking about this particular topic. You've not changed it. So when you say that you should make it 5, he knows that you are referring to the previous question that you asked. The topic that you brought up for discussion, ChatGPT already knows that this is what you are talking about. So when you write a follow-up question that make it 5, he already knows. So there is no need trying to add up, trying to remind ChatGPT that the steps to improve my studies as a student. There's no, make it 5. So he knows that we are talking about the previous question that you did what, presented to it. All right, so you should have that also in mind. So that's the reason this is a chat. All right, you can as well also say that make it two. Make it two. So now he knows that we are talking about this one. All right, he knows that you are talking about this particular one. All right, it is 5. All right, but you are asking ChatGPT to do what? Make it 2. All right, so now you have 2. All right, you have 2. All right, so let's move to the next question. Under work, so let's look at some examples under work. I need a job, what should I do? This question lacks context, right? There's supposed to be enough information so that ChatGPT can help you with the desired result. All right, if you are expecting a particular result, you need to give ChatGPT context. All right, as for the context, you should always have that in mind. Very, very important. I need a job, what should I do? What kind of job do you need? Who are you? And what kind of job do you need? Where are you? What is your geographical location? Because ChatGPT is going to can give any advice about wherever that you are. So you need to be, if you give him specific details, he's going to provide you with specific results. All right, that means results that is tailored for your need. All right, so let's move on to the next question. What do I need to know as a worker? So all this is to demonstrate to you the kind of question that you know. I know some of you be afraid to even ask question. All right, you be afraid to, but I want you to have that kind of question. It is your phone, it is your laptop. Ask question, even if it's a dumb question, or I mean it doesn't make sense. You just ask and just experiment with ChatGPT. Try and know how it is. Even sometimes, even the dumb question that you ask, sometimes you'll be shocked the kind of answer you see that or response that ChatGPT is going to give you. You realize that hey, you didn't know. You are going to even learn something very interesting as a result of you might think that even the ChatGPT is going to provide you with the worst response, but it will shock you to realize that your answer or the response that ChatGPT is going to give you will be even interesting than the so-called good a question that you have been asking ChatGPT. All right, so be confident with ChatGPT and just ask your question confidently. All right, so as a worker, what do I need to know as a worker? I realized that there was work here. You see, ChatGPT understands everything. He knows that no, this is the point that you are trying to make. Don't forget that one of the capabilities of ChatGPT is to correct error. So you just forgo this one. He knows that what you are talking about is this one. The instruction here is this one. All right. What do I do? What do I need to know as a worker? So you see this one as a heading. All right. So let's move on to how do I get promoted as a worker. So there are a lot of questions that you can ask ChatGPT. You can ask some personal stuff. All right, personal stuff. You can ask ChatGPT personal, something personal to you. Something that you cannot even share with your mother. You cannot even share with your father. Your friends, even your loved ones. You can share with ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give you advice. All right. You only have to read through and see that everything is intact. All right. So how do I get promoted as a worker? You say number one, perform excellently in your current role. And number two, understand company goals and values. Right? So because understanding company goals and values will really help you so that you can align yourself, right? Align everything that you do will be aligned because you understand the company's goal. You know what the company is about, all right? So that's a good, I mean, point. Seek feedback and take initiative. That's also a good point. Expand your skill sets, all right? So the more you learn, the more you earn. It's just like that because if you have a degree in maybe management, you receive fatter salary than someone who has a diploma in management. All right, they take on additional responsibility. This is also, I mean, a nice point. Take on additional responsibility because if you are looking for promotion, sometimes you may not have the qualification, but if you decide to do these things, it will really help you. All right, sometimes it can pave the way for you. There are some people who are beneficiary of this particular task or activity. All right, they just did this and boom, they are the boss now. All right, so build a relationship and network. You see, some of us who don't even know, when you have a problem with your boss, you're going to have problem. There's a lot of points here, right? And they are good points, all right? So this could be a personal question. ChatGPT could help you with that. All right, so let's look at the area of business. When it comes to business, what do I do to start business in Ghana? You realize that this particular prompt, I'll be using prompts, often. I don't like to use the word question then instructions. So question, instruction, and we refer to it as prompt, all right? So get used to it, all right? So with the question, we specifically told ChatGPT where we are residing geographically, right? So now ChatGPT can give you an advice that is related to Ghana. Because other than that, it's going to give you some kind of advice. And most of the time, if you don't tell your uh, ChatGPT your geographical location, it's going to give you an advice that is related to that of UK or US. So, so you make sure that you tell ChatGPT wherever that you are. For instance, maybe uh, you are maybe you want ChatGPT to write a letter for you. You should tell ChatGPT where you are so that ChatGPT can write the letter, I mean, specifically for you, a letter designed to meet your specification. All right. So what do you need to do? Business idea and market research, and then you also have to have, and you need to have an idea because every business, if you don't have an idea, there's no business. You need to, every business person, whoever that will start any kind of business, started with an idea. There's an idea that will, I mean, come into your mind. So you need to work on that idea, right? So you also have business plan, and you need to plan. You need to make sure that you see, because when you go for loan or you go for any support, you go to financial institution to help you, they will always require that you bring out your business plan. All right, so it's very important. Register your business, then obtain necessary permits and licenses, business accounts, and a lot. All right, so let's move to the next question under business. Can I start? These are the problem of many people. Can I start a business in Ghana with no money? Right? I thought it was nothing. Right? No money. It's the same thing. No money. Is it possible? Let's see what ChatGPT has for us. All right. Starting a business in Ghana without any initial capital can be challenging, but it's not impossible. All right. So ChatGPT is telling us that it's not impossible. It's actually possible to start something, to start business without having anything, while having financial resources can certainly make the process easier. Sorry, can make the process easier. There are alternative ways to start business with limited or no money. Here are some strategies, all right? So bootstrapping. So you can go through that. I don't want us to go through all this thing. Right, so this is all that we will have for today about ChatGPT and how you are going to use ChatGPT. So I want you to start using ChatGPT right now. Now that you have ChatGPT, try to experiment with it. Let's do stuff with it. All right, let's see what you come up with. Whatever that you learn from ChatGPT, you can share with us on our platform so that we will all learn. All right, if you have any question too, you can bring it up. Any comment, you can bring it up so that we will address it. Okay, thanks so much. Let's look at, there are some concerns. You see, when ChatGPT was released, Italy's data protection authority banned ChatGPT over privacy concern. All right, the Italians thought that they had some privacy issues. All right, with regard to ChatGPT when it was released. All right, these are some issues that came up. It has been estimated that generative AI system could lead to disruption in the labor market, and of course, it has already done that and affect around 300 million full-time job globally. Yes, it has already taken effect. There are a lot of jobs that has been affected as a result of generative AI. You see, that's the part of AI that is doing the crazy stuff. Generative AI. You see, as I told you earlier, everything that we'll be talking about is generative AI. We are going to look at the generative ability of artificial intelligence. And the good news here is that AI system could also boost global labor productivity and create new jobs according to reports. Yes, it is true. Already AI has already created a lot of jobs. We have a lot of jobs. Right? And one of the jobs is prompt engineering, and nowadays in Ghana, yeah, things take a while to get here. All right, but those of our people who are in overseas, they are experiencing the change that ChatGPT or the AI generative tools has brought, right? So there have been a lot of jobs that has been created as a result of AI, and people are being paid well for uh, prompt engineering. All right, so as a prompt engineer, they pay them very well. But in no time, Ghana will also, we will get there. All right, we just that it takes time. It takes time for things like that to get down to Ghana. Artificial intelligence. So thank you very much for staying with us today. Tomorrow's section is going to be a wonderful section. All right, where we are going to explore ChatGPT and all the features and functionalities. We're going to look at everything ChatGPT, and we are going to delve deep to ChatGPT. All right, so stay tuned and don't miss tomorrow's section. This is a 5-day program. Make sure that you exhaust yourself throughout this program. Make sure that you learn everything well so that you can really make impact, because it is our wish that after this program you go about doing very well with artificial intelligence. You use it to transform your business, your work, and your study. You don't use ChatGPT to play. Use it for serious business. All right. Thank you so much for staying with us today.